Hello, bonjour, buenos dias, namaste, hajime mashite, ni hao, assalamu alaikum. Everybody out there in the internet, welcome to Chat with Tegan for the month of December 2022, the final month of 2022. End of the year. Happy New Year, everybody. We made it. We survived, or, hopefully, nothing crazy happens in the next 24 hours. Um, because it's it's the post-Trump era. Anything could happen, you know. Elon Musk could take over Twitter and completely ruin it, and then resign and be like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore." And then meanwhile, the stock of Tesla crashes because it's like, ugh. I don't think I want to have money in a company that guy runs. He's kind of terrible, and doesn't really do a good job running a company. That was one of my highlights of 2022, which was just like Elon Musk and his what's that word? Hubris and arrogance. Just oh, let me just buy this company, billions of dollars, and just like runs it into the ground. Has like, yeah, it's like, dude, yeah, that was great. Just like, yeah. Anyway, just like, no, just loved it. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm completely like off my thingy here. I completely didn't even start with the right intro because I was so like 2022. Wow, it's over. Yes, because it was pretty trash year, at least for me personally. So, glad to see this one just in the rearview mirror, in the fire of the or in the garbage, in the trash, in the garbage disposal, whatever, the trash compactor, just crushing it and like throwing it, launching it into the sun. But yeah, Chai with Tekken, if you don't know, to get back into the intro, because I completely skipped over it. Whatever, I'm not editing this. So yeah, there's three things to talk about in Chai with Tekken, if you don't know. Videos I'm working on for the channel, change the stuff on the channel, and IRL stuff. And under videos I'm working on, there's categories, playthroughs and streams, vlogs, DIY, do-it-yourself stuff, how-tos, and other stuff I might be making for the channel. And the other two categories don't have subcategories because they are things that happened or didn't, with anecdotes and aside sprinkled in. I'm going off of like a nice template here on my phone, but it's not. I haven't updated it, so it's just like I see the segment I'm on, and I just like talk about it, stream of consciousness style, extemporaneous, I believe is the word. But yeah, so yeah, videos I'm working on. So I finished Crisis Core. That's out on the channel. Um, okay, hold up. Before I continue, because it's like I need to like fix this. Because I say videos I'm working on, and then like change to the channel. I'm gonna just like smush that together. So it's like change to the channel. There's nothing changing on the channel. I still want to make that effing channel trailer. Hopefully, like it would have been nice to like get it done and then like have it be like, all right, next year start off with a new channel trailer, woo! But it's just not happening. So I mean, I could like bang one out, but then it's like the quality, it would not be there. So it's like, let's slow down on that. Also, apparently the sun is like not, it's not cooperating. It's all like shining in my face through my blinds, whatever. So a lot of sun face today on this episode, whatever. Um, as I was saying, change to the channel, nothing happening. It's gonna be the same, at least for the next month. I do still want to get that channel trailer up, but it's not happening anytime soon. But yeah, as far as like videos I'm working on, and playthroughs and streams I'm doing, because that's needing to be smushed together. So I'm doing that now. I'm trying to like consolidate some of these segments because I've been just going off and like rambling sometimes, and I'm like, oh, these are kind of similar. I should just do something. Well, I just did it. So yes, I need to like fix this document after this. But yes, as far as like videos I'm working on and playthroughs and stuff. So Crisis Core is done. Um, I quite enjoyed Crisis Core. It was, if you played it on PSP, it's basically been improved, and it graphically looks like more like a Final Fantasy VII remake, and it looks really good, and it runs really good. I believe it's 60 frames, and it's just like it's just buttery smooth. Just it's good stuff. Combat. It's weird because I was looking at the Digital Foundry video of the comparison to the previous one, or not the previous one, like the PSP remaster compared to the current version. Because I hadn't played that game since it came out on PSP, and I haven't gone back to replay it. But my memory was just like when I was playing, I was like, dude, was it this good? Was it this good on Vita? Or I'm sorry, not Vita. Was this game on PSP? Because I was like, dude, this game looks amazing. This game plays amazing. And then like I'm watching that video. I'm like, oh, clearly that is not the case. So never mind then. But yeah, man. On the one hand, it's like that game is I enjoyed it, but there's like the way that all the side content is just like the missions and the setup were just like there's like so many. I think there's like 300, but it's like it kind of feels like there's a lot of filler there because it's like you're blowing through the main story and like you'll get missions and you'll go do them. Well, you have the choice to go do the missions. You don't have to because like at a certain point in that game, after I think I got like 40% of them done, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty geared up here and like good to go with my like loadout and build, and I just like blew through the rest of the story like from chapter I want to say 7 or 8 to like the end. Um, so it's like the missions aren't really that satisfying because they're very repetitive. But I don't know. It's like there's enough variety there to where it's like they're not. It doesn't feel like it's. I mean, it does get repetitive because it's the same thing over and over. But it's like it's not, there's enough variety there, and like you go to different locations and if like you read the document, like the read the descriptions, it's like there's a lot of they like mine the lore bit of Final Fantasy 7 in that universe. There's also some like cool cameos. I'm not gonna say who shows up, but it's pretty cool. It's like, oh, they're here. I completely forgot about that. Or just that was the other thing. I had like kind of completely forgot about this game. I memory hold it and just like a lot of the things I didn't remember, and I was like, did this happen in did this happen in Crisis Core? Because I didn't finish it when I played it on PSP. I got to like the very end. I think I got to like the final dungeon, and it just like stopped. And then like playing it again, I can see why because that final dungeon is like, dude, it's like there's a lot of locks on a specific door that you have to go at the very end. I guess I didn't have all the keys. I'm gonna guess that's what happened. 'Cause it happened this time when I played. I was like, dude, I'm missing like one key, and I was just like looking for the key, and I happened to find it. Thank goodness. So that was nice. So I made it through this time. And also, it has an antagonist problem. Genesis, not a fan. It did bug me way more when I originally played it because like like the first time I played, it, I was like, dude, level this that, blah 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 blah. It's like I get it, okay. It's like could you like not a good character, like not a well developed character. I would say just kind of like there's a lot they could have did with that, with like Angel, Genesis, and Sephiroth, and it's like playing it this time. I'm like I really appreciated for what they did with Sephiroth as far as like before stuff goes down with him. It's like you can see him before that. Actually, it's like everybody before that because they get, man. It's like I don't want to talk about this like in depth, like because there's like a certain place you go to. There's a certain area and location. I don't want to spoil it for like the seven remake people that haven't played people that haven't played Final Fantasy 7 like the original and they're playing like remake for the first time. I'm not gonna like spoil it because you go to like a certain area, um, and then stuff goes down, and then it's like before that you can see all these people like before that happens and like how they are and like how that changes them when um yes. I'll for people that have played it, it's the stuff that goes down when Starfall finds out about the thing that starts with a J and rhymes with Rehova. That stuff. So yes, but man, that was great. Um, and then there's some good stuff with Hojo as far as like experiments and like he kind of was always evil and like 'cause in the seven remake they like do a good re-personification of him, and then like this one you can see he was always evil, but then that's like the thing, right? Is like you're never like really truly sure about like which Shinra scientists were like not terrible and which ones were, and then this one it's like okay, Hojo he was always bad. He deserved all the bad things that happened to him. And he's just a terrible person. And there were like that's the other cool thing I think about. And the thing about I like about uh Crisis Core is like it like I was saying it mines the lore. So you've got stuff about the live stream. You've got stuff about um I almost said it again. The the J word character. I'm not gonna say. Well, I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler. As long as like you don't say who it is, but like or like how they're related to like or their relation to like one of the characters. But like the J word person. live stream Genova cells. I said Genova, whatever. I said Genova, but it's like out of context. It's whatever. Um, and then like all the like experiments before the stuff with a certain character's mom. That man, this is hard to like talk around. Or ancients before you know you get to the ancient stuff. But man, it was yeah. It's it's weird because like I kind of would have appreciated that more if like that if like this remaster had come out before remake to like prime you for that. That would have been a good like a better cadence of release. But it's like it's fine because already I guess it already existed, so I could have like gone back and played it. But it's like you know this one now that it exists though like the remaster because it's like so much better in like thematically like graphically it looks very similar to seven. The menus look the same. It plays very similar like that way like you know it is definitely I would say like I would recommend play. I mean I don't know, man. I feel like it's such a good prequel. Like it is, it's a really good prequel. Like to go back and play it, it does like a lot of things that like it like sprinkles in. They're like, oh, if you played Final Fantasy Seven, boom, there you go. But it's also cool because it's like it's very focused. Like you're kind of like just in Midgar, and then like there's like a bit of other places. Like there's a bit of Wutai. You go to like Gungaga for like a hot second. Um, and there's like some other places that you don't go to in seven. That's like in this one. It's like oh, that's cool. Like the Dumb Apple place. I can never remember the name of that place. The place where Angela's from. There's another location I believe. Um, it's cool because it kind of like the same thing happens. Actually, no, it's the same location I believe, and then something happens to it where it has like this like a similar effect of like mid deal when like it has like the live stream like just like bubbling out of the ground and it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, what's going on there? But it's cool because like they never really talk about like they don't talk about like the live stream like nearly as much in this one as they do in effing like the seven core game. So it's like just like the fact that they have like that sprinkled in connective tissue of like oh live stream stuff. But then like there's also stuff of like when you're in the live stream and how you can like affect things or how like things returning to the live stream are like connected and it's just man like replaying it and just like I forgot like I had forgotten everything pretty much, and like the fact like they like focused on like that stuff. It's just like still good, and I still love it. Final Fantasy Seven was still one of my favorites. F the haters, I don't care. Just I love that game. I love that universe, and just I'm super hyped for remake part two because they've made a lot of alterations in artistic. They have yes they've expressed their artistic integrity to where it's like oh we changed some things. So Tetsuya Nomura, I don't know if he's gonna be able to land the plane. I don't honestly care. It's like actually, it's I kind of feel like after was it the Rise of Skywalker or the Last Jedi, whichever is the second movie, Last Jedi. Like after Last Jedi, they had like done a lot of bold changes and like you didn't know what direction they're gonna go in. I mean, ultimately, kind of like Rise of Skywalker was like not so much on that one, but like in this one, Final Fantasy VII remake part one and two, it's like part one they've done some things of like oh that did not happen. What are you doing? And it's like they got all weird with it. And man, and then if you play the Yuffie DLC, they have made changes to what happens and like what goes down, and it's like dude, I'm looking forward to how this goes because it's like yeah, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's like it made it like refreshing and new again, as opposed to like oh it's just here's a 1-to-1 beat by beat. I mean that being said, I kind of prefer that because it's like it's the purest in me does anyway. Because it's like you don't like I'm kind of surprised at myself because like I'm very like I hold the series dear to me and like they have changed a lot of stuff. But I guess that's the thing, right? Is like if you don't like this one, you can just play the original. So it's like honestly, it's like whatever. So it's like yeah, that's the thing too. It's like because Resident Evil 3 to me, like the remake is just I did not enjoy it because I did not enjoy it because of that. They kind of went too far in my opinion on the how much creativity are we going to sprinkle on this? They kind of oopsed all the berries in my opinion on Resident Evil 3, the remake because no way, dude. Like or not no way, dude. It's just like it's just a bit. It's like they kind of went a bit too far over. I mean, they kind of did too in this one, but it's like I'm allowing them because it's like I don't know where they're going with it, but it looks like a fun time, and it got very Advent Children-y as far as like the action sequences because they changed up the gameplay too. So it's like it's no longer turn-based. So it's like it kind of like that in itself makes it such a different game, 7 remake versus like the original, that I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of new and different. So let's see what happens here. Because man, that final like the final boss in Final Fantasy 7 remake, it's like it makes no sense why you're fighting them, but it's a fun time, and I don't care. And there's so much like weirdness that happens with that, and just like, and I mean, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about Final Fantasy 7 remake because I love that game, but like, I I really want them to like after playing Crisis Core Remaster, I really want them to make a Avalanche prequel game just to get more time with Jesse Raspberry. I just want to put that out there in the universe and will it into existence because man, they just set up Avalanche as like your bros and like your homies and like you if you've played it, you know it's coming and you're just like, oh, you're spending so much time on with Avalanche and it's just like, oh, this is I know it's gonna happen to you now, and then it's just like yeah, and then that happens and it's just like man, what? It's like that was just man that ah JRPGs when they do that, it's just like, but it's like it's even worse when you don't know. But then like in this one, you knew it was gonna happen, so it's just like man, which is like why yeah. Oh, I guess I can. I'm not gonna say that 'cause that's a spoiler, but yeah. Whew, man, Final Fantasy remake so good, and then like Crisis Core remaster, cherry on top. It's a good combination. Play those both like back to back, because it's really neat when you finish seven. Or I'm sorry, when you finish Crisis Core, like the before the credits roll, I think it's like you see Cloud arriving on the train. So actually, it's like I'm glad I didn't finish this game because I would have been like so juiced for like a proper seven remake because they really set that up in that game, and I'm glad I didn't get to the end. But then like playing through this one, effing like it shows Cloud arriving on the train in Midgar for like that mission with Avalanche at the opening of that game, and it says to be continued in Final Fantasy VII. So it's like if I would have finished Crisis Core, I would have been waiting for Final Fantasy VII remake for like whoever like whenever that game came out, and that was back in the day when like Square was super teasing us with that PS3 tech demo, and it's like, dude, like, are you gonna make this or not? Like, do not do this to the fans. This is a very beloved franchise, and like, hopefully people now can like see why that game sold millions and millions of copies when it came out. It was like the best-selling game for Square Enix that year. So yeah, that was a long-winded whatever the f about Crisis Core. So moving on to what else is on the channel this month? Sorry. I guess that's like the new format for this until I get my weekly thing down because I kind of want to go to like a weekly. I've got an idea for like the name, but I haven't like gotten an idea for like what I want to do with it as far as like a weekly thing where I talk about what I've been playing, and then like that way when I do these, it's not as like crazy on the time when I'm talking about what I'm playing, and I'm just like, oh dude, let me tell you what I've been playing and how I feel about it, and it's just like I can have these like weekly podcasty bits about that and just get it out there. Like at the end of the month, do you want to check my ticket? And I'll just be like, oh, check out the podcast because I talked about it. Boom, and then yeah, there you go. But that was that was Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, which is like a weird name, and they can't just say Final Fantasy 7 or Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Remaster, whatever. What else did I play in December? So apparently, I played some Tactics Ogre. I finished that. Or say I uploaded it, finishing it. I will go back to that game. I still need to play the Palace of the Dead, and unlock some other characters from that first playthrough. Destiny 2. Ugh. Alright, so I keep saying I'm done with this game and I will never talk about it again on my channel, but I'm not done. The story's not done. We're one expansion away from the ending. We are in Lightfall before the final shape, and I'm back in. And I don't care anymore. It's like, yeah, hypocrite. I said I was done. I quit. Whatever. But that's just the way these games are, man. Like if you're playing a forever game, sometimes you just get burned out, and you're like, I don't, I don't want to do cocaine anymore. I quit my cocaine, and then someday out of the blue, you're like, man, cocaine, it's a hell of a drug. Let me try it again. Oh, cocaine, it's great. Oh, and then then you're hooked again, and until you overdose or die or whatever, or maybe you don't. Maybe you quit again, or the cycle continues. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm back on Disney. I picked up Witch Queen. It was on sale for like $20. I was like, dude, I really want to do that raid. But then it's like there's also like there's a lot of factors here. You could say my willpower, collapsed, and my frontal lobe and my fortitude and resistance and fortifications to all that was like, oh man, my moment of weakness is $20, and it's Moment of Triumph time, and I really want that T-shirt, and it's really hard to get it if you're in free to play version because it's kind of impossible, and it's like, well, it's not impossible, but it's just like really effing hard. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's like I'm looking at it now on my thingy, and it's like I have to do like two more things with that pulse rifle that you get from the seasonal events. But if I didn't have access to the raid, it'd be even harder because I have to actually be impossible because I can't level up Finch. Maybe I can. No, because I can't do bounties with him. So it's like I don't even know if I can get Finch leveled up if I'm not on the free to play version, which is a whole other can of worms, dude. This game is like terrible as a free to play game. It's just the paywall like restricts you to so much content in that game. Like, don't get me started. 'Cause there's like a new dungeon that came out. Can't even play because I don't have season pass. I hate the game. I hate the way this game is structured because it's like it's a free to play game. It has like premium content and it has season pass content, and it's like so there's like essentially two paywalls worth of like tiers in this game that like if you're on the free version you're not playing like much at all, and it effing sucked because I played the free version and I was like trying to get the flippin' Age of Triumph shirt and I was like, oh, I can get most of these, but it's like if I had the like actual game, because it's like I can then do the duality raid. That's ding one off the box, and then I just gotta grind out with the effing pulse rifle. That's the season or any of the seasonal weapons. I got the pulse rifle, so it's like whatever. That's what I'm grinding with. I got the crucible thing done already. I need to do the Gambit one and the oh wait no, I got the Vanguard one done too. I'm at like 14 out of 15. I think I need like actually I might be whatever. I'm like one or two away. I got the shirt, and it's like until February. So I got plenty of time. It's happening, and yeah. Um, but then I was also thinking about Final Fantasy 14, right? And then Shadowbringers. What an expansion! What an experience! Shadowbringers, like that was, and I've played like having played because Witch Queen had a free trial, so I played that, and then I can see that they might have possibly played Final Fantasy 14 or just played other stuff. At least it does seem like they played 14 though, because like it is very um, what's the word I'm looking for here? Realm United, where it's like because like it's like currently in the arc that we're in. Or I guess I shouldn't say in the arc that they're in, but like currently in the story, you're befriending your enemies. So that was happening back in. That was like back when I stopped playing because that was like the Cabal stuff when they came in and they crashed the Almighty, and you like teamed up with Keitel, the Callus's daughter. So that happened, and it's like, oh, okay, so now we're teaming up with the Cabal, whatever. Um, so that happened, and then the Fallen you teamed up with when Aramis showed up, and was that where that was Beyond Light, so that was back when I was playing because I remember that part. Um, cause yeah, that was like that set up the raid. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I, kind of. Anyway, it doesn't matter because she came back, which is like super effing weird. Cause like you froze her in stasis, ice, but you didn't kill her, and then she like unfroze, which is super silly and dumb to me. But that's just the way this game is, dude. It's very Saturday morning. Like it's not M rated, and like none of the stories go there. Nothing goes there. Like it doesn't even like it doesn't even like come close to like the Last of Us, like barrier of like, ooh, this is M rated content. Ooh, what's happening? Oh, did they just? Oh my gosh, I'm so shocked of like what they just. No, it never gets to that point of like, oh, dude, it's just like stupid effing MacGuffins and like, oh, that happened, and then we'll explain it after the fact, terribly. It's like, oh, did you know Osiris was possessed or like was being shapeshifted as effing Savathun that whole time? Nobody knew unless you're on the writing team for Bungie, because who the f saw that coming? That was like completely out of nowhere and just like, let's get ourselves like yeah, like everything is like a get out of jail free card for them of like how are we going to fix the story or how are we going to tell this, and it's all bad. It's like it has not been. Damn, I don't even like since Forsaken, it has not been like in my opinion like the narrative in the story has like not been good. It's just like okay, and then like yeah, that's the thing with Beyond Light. Beyond Light was just like okay, we finally find out about the effing stranger, and it's effing Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Of like, oh, I came from a timeline when you succumbed to the darkness, so I came back to fix it. Couldn't have told you that 8 years ago in Disney One. So yeah, sorry to like go on about Disney 2 because it's like I hate it and I hate play it all the time, and it's just like I'm on the hate train, but it's like as a game mechanically, it's hard to knock it because it's effing aces. Okay, it's like The stuff you can do in that game in a first-person shooter, it's like no other game. That's the other thing. Is like mechanically, it is just that superb. It's a effing 10 mechanically, and just like nothing else comes close. And like Bungie's on their game on that, and it's just it pisses me off because it's like the gameplay is just like up here. The story is like through the core of the earth. It's so effing bad, and it's just like, dude, what the f? Like, could they, like, if they could just like reconcile that stuff and just like get it effing figured out, man? Just please. And then I played Witch Queen, and it's like you get you. It's very much setting, like I said, it's very much setting it up to be like Final Fantasy 14, where everybody befriends their enemies, and it's like, oh, Savathun. But that's the thing, dude. Is like there's like one line of dialogue where she says like, "Hello, my old friend" or something to the traveler, like before she. There's like a cutscene where she like it's very spoilery. I'm not gonna say what happens if you want, like, if you care about that, the trash story. But like, something happens. She says like, "Hello, my old friend," you know. But then like she got a ghost, and she got like guardianed. Well, no, she didn't get guardianed, but like, she took the power of the light to make her own ghost, and like, so then like at the end of that campaign, you kill her, but she comes back. So she's still out there, but we don't like know like in what capacity yet. So that was very interesting. Like I was intrigued by the storyline in Witch Queen. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It wasn't like, oh man, so great. But like, there was flickers of hope. Let's just say, of like, at least on the campaigns. At least on the campaigns, I'll say, yeah. The other thing about it, the Beyond Light campaign, I've completely forgotten about. So, it's not hit or miss the campaigns, but the campaigns are like, when they're at their best, but they're only released at the beginning of the expansions. Seasonal content is trash. There's like space pirates, apparently that's a thing. But I didn't have the season pass, so I couldn't follow along with the story because I just got the opening cutscene of, oh man, Aramis got away. Did that hook you enough to buy the season pass? Spend $20, please. And it's like, um, go for yourself. No. And then let's see, where are we at now in the seasonal content? It's Clovis Bray. That yeah, it's Rasputin, Warmind, another story mine with the Warmind, and all the satellites in space that destroy things, except when they don't, and the tower gets invaded. So Destiny 2, I'm looking at you. The base game before the expansions in Gaul. That is what I'm talking about. Anywho, but yeah, let me just like not talk about Disney for the rest of this video because this is what happens. It's like I just go on, and it's like, oh dude, oh dude, oh dude, remember that, remember that, hey 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 hey, remember this, and it's just like, it's just a hate train of like everything, and it's like, why am I even playing this game? It's like, it sounds like, it's just like, man, it's like a therapy session for me. It's like, oh man, this is how I turned evil and became the Joker, and it all started with Destiny 2. Actually, now that I think about it, Destiny 2 when that came out, I didn't buy Destiny 2. I was like, F this game. And then like I was watching streams of it and my friends playing, and I was like, man, I miss that. And then man, it's like that. It's like, yeah, that was probably like the one point where like I could have like not did that, and I chose the wrong fork because I just whatever. But like we're in the next to last expansion, effing Lightfall, and then Final Shape is next, and that's it. That's it for the Light and Dark saga, and I honestly, I'm curious to see what happens. I don't expect great things because, as I just said, it's been mostly trash, except for like, let's see, I believe Taken King was great. Effin' Forsaken was awesome. Or what was it like? It was like yeah, like Taken King and like Forsaken. Those were like when the game was at its best story wise, and then ever since then it's just been like, ugh. And then playing it now, dude, especially when it's just like, we have to like, it just feels like they're trying to like do things of like, we have to get the story here. So that's what we're just going to do stuff to get the story here. Cause like you open this season and then Osiris is talking about a dream he had of Neptune. And like they already talked about this in the preview for the next expansion streams they've been talking about the, I forget what the names are called, the Light Riders or whatever, the people that live in Neptune, they're not light touched, but they help the Guardians and they fight the darkness. I can't believe I'm talking about this game at length like this. I'm sorry. It just like scratches and tingles my brainstem enough, like in the right places of just like I have to play it, and it's just like I can't like, or just not that I had to play it, but just like it's hard to resist. It's just like and they brought back effing King's Fall, so it's like I said I would come back, and that's what happened, dude. I came back and played it, and I think that was like just enough. And I, it's like I didn't even see what I was missing out on. But then it was like installed on my hard drive, and I was like playing it. And I got my first title. Like I became an Iron Lord, and so now I actually am an Iron Lord in the game, which is kind of cool. So whatever. It's Destiny 2, man. Like, yeah, after that game, that effing game. But yeah, man, I'm back on. I will get the annual pass with all that sweet stuff in the exotic gun. Just not yet because I haven't bought it. So moving right along. Past my Destiny 2 therapy session. What else have I been playing? All right, well, let me tell you. Or like, what else is on the channel? Devil and Me. Devil and Me. So yeah, Dark Pages Anthology. If you're a fan of that series, The Devil and Me, in my opinion, is like the best one yet. I'm not even gonna talk about it because I don't want to say anything. Cause it's, whew, man, it starts slow, but once it gets going, mm, it just like thematically, it just fits in so good. And then I didn't even know H.H. Holmes was like a real dude that it was like based on, like a real life human being. I was like, oh, first serial killer. That's kind of dark. And there's like a documentary in game. And then it's like, yeah, I'm not a fan of like all this like killer worship and like serial killer stuff. And like, everybody's like, oh, true crime podcast. Let's talk about these murders and crimes. It's like, can we kind of chill it on that? That's like not like there was just like some dude arrested because I think he was like a PhD student in criminology and he's like killed some people. It's like I think you guys are getting like a bit in too deep on the on that stuff that you're really enjoying. So maybe stop it. But like yeah, like I was enjoying the game and then like there was like an in-game documentary I watched and I was like, oh, that's a real dude. And then it just felt super unsettling, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I like this game as much anymore, but like it's more it's more of that, and they basically have done things in this one. I was kind of worried because it seemed like they were gonna like make it more of a like game experience. Like you got an inventory, you had items. I wasn't sure like for how far they're gonna go. They it's not really. It's not. They don't overdo it. It's like it's fine the way it is. They just added stuff in, I guess, to make it more like the survivor horror games of old. I guess they do throw some other stuff in there. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's not really it's still like the passive, like experiential cinematic style, but they have like made it more gamey and like active, which I guess it works. They don't ruin the formula or break it. So but then man, when you finish this one, you get to the teaser at the end and it's space horror. I was super pumped. That Directive 8020 teaser, the first season 2 game, because they're calling like this trilogy of games because you've got Man of Medan, um, the Witch one, the Witch Trials one, Man of Medan. I'm blanking on the name of the one before Devil in Me. House of Ashes. Damn, what's the second game? Crap. Let me look it up. I don't want to get this wrong. I should know this, but it's just not. I know what happens because it's the one. It's the Salem Witch Trials one, and then it's like in takes place in New England, and yeah, how Little Hope. There we go. So yeah, you got Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, which is also really good. House of Ashes I thought was also like another improvement. Or not improvement, just like top tier game. And then Devil in Me, which Devil in Me was just like thematically it fits so well with what they do in these games because it's like it's a horror game to start with, but then like you're a yeah, there's a lot of stuff about like just serial killers and just crazy crap in like the like environment you end up in and like the stuff that goes down. It all fits together really well to be like a really good like solid scenario for like a survival horror game. So it has like a lot of really good secret sauce in my opinion. Um, but yeah, they're calling the those are the games like the season 1, and then season 2 starts with Directive 8020. So it's like the first of that. So I'm looking forward to that because space horror, man, that's some of my favorite. I'm not like I'm not like in general. I'm not a horror fan of like scary crap, but like once you start getting into like the space stuff, I mean, I guess that's why. Like I've talked to somebody about this before, but like I think that's why I just like because there's like that sci-fi element. It's just like enough for me to be like, oh, that's kind of something I'm interested in. Because Dead Space, like Dead Space, Aliens, FN, Event Horizon, Event Horizon, Riddick, FN Riddick, man, like, what happened to that series? Pitch Black, dude. Pitch Black is one of the best. Okay, it's not one of the best, but like it's one of my favorite horror movies. Like I don't like horror movies, but Pitch Black, dude, that's like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a cop out because I'm a Vin Diesel fan, but dude, like, like mechanically how that movie works and like how the monsters only come out at night, but then like they're in like a what's it called when the eclipse. Yeah, it's like enemies only come out at night, and they find out they're on like an eclipse planet, and it's like and it just man, it just like ramps up the tension and horror like super fast in that movie. So much action, and or like the good amount of action, and just it's good, it's good, and like you have that dynamic with like Riddick and like the dude bringing him in space cop. I don't know, I forgot, bounty hunter, whatever, and just like they have to work together. But then it's like Uneasy Alliance. It's like it's so good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a classic. In my opinion, it's a classic. Like to me, it's one of my Tekken classics. As I've said in previous China Tekkens, it's like Born trilogy, bam, Karate Kid trilogy, bam, Lord of the Rings trilogy, bam. Like best trilogies. I haven't seen The Hobbit, whatever, so I'm not counting that one. Um, and I haven't seen like the effing spin off of the Born crap. I'm not counting that. And that was before like the fourth Bourne film, so it's like also not counting that. But it's like, dude, solid trilogies, also classics. I think those are the ones I've talked about on China Tekken. I just want to say, like, this is an established thing if you've been watching these. Like I've talked about this before, so it's like I'm not just making that up. All right. Anywho, before I get too crazy, my phone is turned off, and before I get too crazy on effing Pitch Black and Vin Diesel, these I'm working on and playthroughs on the channel. So that's all I'm working on. Or that's all the PlayStation streams on the channel right now. If you go to the channel, that's like the top of the list is me and Buff podcasting, and then Crisis Core, and then Devil and Me, and then Destiny, and Tactics Ogre. So that's it for last month. Man, Tactics Ogre, dude. Tactics Ogre, like when I play strategy RPG after like not having played one for like a long time, it's just like a nice. I can't think of the word, but that thing that happens when your energy comes back after not having had played like something that you love for like such a long time, because that just like that genre and that game specifically, dude, that's still like one of my favorites, like all time greats. Check it out if you haven't. If you're a fan of strategy RPGs or just strategy games, it's just no. I mean, I did kind of say stuff about it as far as like the stuff they adjusted in that version, but it's still like at least it exists, and you don't have to worry about like oh, I can't play because I don't have a PSP or I don't have a Vita, so that I think that's one of the things I talked about with, as far as remasters and remakes, as far as like I used to be kind of like but now I'm on team remake, like remake everything honestly, because it's like if you can play it on modern hardware. I'm having that issue right now actually, because it's like Xenosaga 3. That game is like super expensive used. I check eBay constantly, and it's like it's not budging from like under $300, and no game is worth $300, and it's just like, dude, why did I have to be like poor when it came out originally and I couldn't buy it, or I just bought something else probably, but it sucks. It effing sucks. Or just like it's like digital distribution was supposed to solve all these problems, but then it's like it doesn't, and we've got like classics on the PSN store right now, but it's like not all the classics. So it's like I really don't think PlayStation's going to get sorted out and like have it be at the quality I want it to as far as like their classic lineup. So I'm about to get a RetroTink 5X Pro or whatever the F it is, and then like I'm gonna go crazy on like retro games this year. I've like no faith in Jim Ryan as a CEO or whatever the F his position is at PlayStation and Sony. So it's like whatever, dude. It's not happening. Just like look at his comments about console generations and like old games or like retro content, and he's like, "Oh, they're so ugly. Why would we care about this?" It's like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, so I've been getting quite a bit of things off of eBay lately. One moment, I have a visual aid. Let me get that, and I will keep talking. But as I was saying, it's like effing. We've got all these digital storefronts. Backwards compatibility as the technology works or as a thing. Like GOG.com. Actually, I think I got almost all my wish list. I'm trying to like clear out all my wish lists this year as well on the different storefronts and crap. So I picked up quite a man. I picked up a bit of stuff on Steam and GOG. But like that's the thing is like most of my stuff on GOG GOG and Steam was like old because I hadn't updated in like forever. So that was weird. I did just pick up Final Fantasy 13, which you can't play physically on any PlayStation platform except for PS3. And on Xbox, I believe you can play it on Series X if you have the 360 version. But I was like, ooh, that's 3 discs. But that's the thing. The solution is they have it digitally. So, well, I got it on Steam. I'm waiting for it to drop on Series X because my computer has like failed me, and like I'm having like a drive issue, and like one of the drives is failing, and that's the one with all the games on it. And it's like, dude, this is like terrible timing. It's like I have my PC like hooked up finally, and it effing craps out on me, and I can't play. Oh, I can play some stuff, but like I can't play what I want to play, and it's like I wanted to see if I could run Final Fantasy 13, but that's like it's whatever, man. I came up with this. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but still, the reason I walked away was like Bravely Second. I got this game for 22. It says 24.99. I got it for 22.99. So even 2 bucks cheaper than listed price in the buy two get one free sale at GameStop at the end of the year. I also picked up a bunch of the Forza Horizon games because those are delisted. That's like my new thing is like going for delisted games. I put up a bid for. Actually, I'm not gonna say what it is because it hasn't ended. I don't want anybody to snipe my bid. Next time, you'll find out if I got it or not. So yeah, I've been eBaying a lot of stuff. I haven't been like buying a lot. I've just been like browsing, and I'm just like browsing it. I'm like, dude, why can't I buy this game digitally? Or like, why is this game not available digitally? And it's just like, yeah, it's like you think backwards compatibility and digital distribution. Oh, it's a solution. Except publishers don't use it because it doesn't make them money. So it's like, to a point, it's a solution because once money gets involved, it's like they don't really care. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm seeing with this whole PlayStation thing. It's like, dude, like just un like just open the floodgates. Come on, it's like effing please, like please. It's like come on, Legendary Dragoon, like come on, like PS1 games. Like I mean, we got Wild Arms, but there's like 5 Wild Arm games. Where are the rest of the Wild Arm games? It's just or just like back in the day when we had Virtual Console. Dude, don't get me started on Nintendo. I'm not even gonna touch it. I will rage so hard on Nintendo this episode and like keep going and like this will be a 2 hour video because Virtual Console already existed, got taken away. And if you look at what was in the Virtual Console and what's out now on their online store that's behind a paywall that you have to pay a subscription for, you can't even buy those games a la carte. It's not 1-to-1. But that's a whole other story. Whatever, not going there. Also, their games never drop in price. Go for yourself, Nintendo. So yeah, PSN. Looking back on the age of the Virtual Console when we had that, and it was like weekly retro releases. That was a fun time. Every week it'd be like, oh, what's on the PSN store this week? What's on Virtual Console this week? I don't think Xbox was like hip to the game yet of like their classics, and they kind of bungled that. And honestly, their backwards compatibility offerings not as robust. If you look into it, because I did, because I like retro games, and it's not as good as you think it is. I mean, yeah, it plays all their the Series X plays all the Xbox One games. Ooh, big deal, big deal. Guess what? You can probably go into a store, or at least a GameStop. Okay, I shouldn't say you go into a store. You can go into like a GameStop or a mom and pop shop, or some gaming shop, whatever. Find an Xbox One game. They're not that hard to find. All right, but if I'm looking for effing a original Xbox game, the Duke era, or a 360 game, or a PS3 game, or an N64 game, or a Super Nintendo game, or an effing Wii or GameCube game, those games, it's a coin toss. You're probably not going to find them. And guess what? They're not super available digitally. What the F, man? Because it's like, okay, just to like move on from what I'm talking about, because I'm kind of, this is like a waste of time, because it's whatever. I just want to will this into existence. Someone, or like, please, publishers, please, just do the right thing. Just do the right thing. And it's like, man, no, because it's like if I want to like watch the movie, I can check. Oh, is it on DVD? Is it on streaming? Is it available to buy off the effing app store? Because they just put effing movies on the app store, and it's like, whoa, is it on the movie thingy on the app store? Okay, cool. It's just like it's so much easier to like find legacy content of like other media or like a book. It's like, oh, I want to read Dune. Oh, I want the audiobook of Dune. I mean, there's a bunch of different audiobooks. That's not the best. That's not the best analogy, but still, whatever. That game, I mean, yeah, and that book, that Dune came out in, like the '80s, right? And it's like, yeah, I can find it easily. If I want to find a game from the '80s, good effing luck. And then the price, it's like, oh, that's kind of expensive. Pass. It's like, what the ever are you doing? I mean, that being said, GOG does a good job. I was just on there the other day browsing. I didn't even know there was a Star Trek Armada too. I love Star Trek Armada. I might pick it up eventually. I probably will. I should wishlist it. I mean, I could get it now on like the winter sale for like cheap, but I don't think it's discounted, so never mind. I think I might be wrong on that. But man, just ah, just irks me. It's just like that's like my one of my main gripes right now is just like the fact that there's like so many retro games and like there's not a good solution for it in the console space, and it's just like there should be a thing. It's like if you can't walk into a store and buy this thing, it should be available digitally. Like what the f, man? Just because the gray market effing sucks. It's like effing Xenosaga 3. Back to my original point. $300 effing dollars. Go for yourself. So yeah, that's right. That's how I'm feeling. It's like I just want to play Xenosaga 3 and see how it ends. I mean, yeah, go look up online. Oh, look up a video on YouTube. It's like, dude, watching someone play a game versus playing it yourself. That is like I can't even think of anything analogous because it's like such a like inferior experience to like actually playing the game and just like having the emotions go through you. Anyway, we need to move right along here. I'm at like 45 minutes in and I haven't even got past the first effing part of this. But yeah, it's like that's the videos I'm working on in my PlayStation streams and new stuff I've been doing, like checking stuff out on eBay and being like, oh man, let me what happened with that is like as far as like Bravely Second is I went on like a whole Square Enix thing of like, they were really good to us this year with like Tactics Ogre, blah blah blah. And then I was like looking at like what else have they put out and like is it on is it on Steam? Is it on the Xbox store? Is it on PSN? And then Octopath Traveler, the first, is on the Xbox store and Switch. And I don't have a Switch. That's the other thing. It's like so I was trying to find these games by Square Enix that were like on Switch, but like be able to play them not on Switch. It's a whole thing, whatever. And yeah. Oh, also Square Enix, dude. Like Final Fantasy 7 or not Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters 1 through 6 digitally. I mean, it's not out digitally yet, but like that crap sold out physically, and I'm kind of annoyed because I could have got that effing sweet bundle on the collector's edition, but whatever. So they know what's up. That's coming out eventually. I mean, it's kind of pricey, but it's like, dude, that's because there's 6 games and they're all bangers. Why are you complaining? It's like, and like games now, like for new games are $70 anyway, so it's like equivalent to like what you're playing for like one Callisto Protocol. You get 6 Final Fantasies. Shut up. Okay, don't shut up, but like, okay, I understand if you're gonna complain about it's expensive and these games are old, but it's like, dude, that's like $10 a pop, like $10 a game or like $12 a game, whatever. Eh, is it really that? It's like distributive property of numbers and math. It's like I mean, actually they're doing it a la carte too, so it's like you don't have to worry about like getting them bundled now, so which is nice. So it could be worse. Anyway, I wow, my brain. I was like thinking of like where I was going, and I was like talking, and I was like back to what I was talking like going to talk about, and I'm like, dude, kind of lost track, and I don't know what I was talking about. But like, yeah, videos I'm working on playing, and like videos I'm working on, or videos I'm working on streams and playthroughs. But yeah, I just finished. Okay, I didn't just finish, but like the last game I finished was Crisis Core Master, and then the next game is going to be probably Field Chronicle because I want to go back and finish some of these 2022 games in 2023 at the beginning because the next video I am going to do is well, not the next video, but like one of the next videos is my top games of the year. I've already got 4 out of 5 spots filled, so I just need that 5th game, and then so expect that. Ooh, I don't know, man, because there's a lot of stuff coming out for 2023. 2023 is like god tier year, so it's like I don't even know, man. I kind of like need to finish more stuff, and then I just like put that out and not have to worry about it, and I can enjoy Forspoken and Monster Hunter. Oh, I can't, man, I can't wait to play Monster Hunter because I don't have a Switch, so I didn't play Rise, so I'm looking forward to that a lot. And that's just January, and then February is The Eight Rhythm. March is Resident Evil 4 remake at the end of the month, but still, effing man, there's like a game a month for me, I believe, until I'm not sure if there's anything for me in April or May, but in June, Final Fantasy 16, dude. And there's like effing Final Fantasy 7 remaster or reunion, or I'm sorry, I said remake part two, whatever it's called. It's got a weird name because Square Enix, but that's effing supposed to be this year too. So two awesome Final Fantasy games. Cannot wait. Yes, Wolf Among Us Part Two. I forgot to say that. Buff asked me on the spot on the podcast like what my top games are for like the year, and I completely blanked on Wolf Among Us Part Two because I hadn't even thought about it. It's just like I just saw that it was like a thing, and I put it as my like banner image on my social media. And I'm like, dude, I'm in. Telltale's back. Well, I don't know if they're back. Speaking of Telltale, I need to play that new Tales from the Borderlands. I hear it's not good, but that's like I've only heard one person say that, and I haven't looked at reviews because I don't think I saw any reviews for it. So that's kind of another red flag. So I don't know, but yeah. So I might just blow through that on Monday because I'm trying to get back into Dio Road Chronicles tomorrow. Because today's Saturday, I'm going to try to just play Trials all day because I want to get some Ingrams to drop and farm some drops from that. But yeah, the PlayStation streams I'm working on or playing at the beginning of the year is going to be that stuff. Diofield Chronicle or Diofield Chronicle, I forgot how it's pronounced. And then, you know, eventually during that month, Forspoken and Monster Hunter Rise are coming out. And those are my games of the month. Actually, I can start doing that now on these videos where it's like, you know, the end of that month going into the next month. Because next month is Forspoken and Monster Hunter Rise. Those are like two games for January. And then, you know, when February gets here, we'll talk about effing the rhythm. But it's not here yet, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I love the rhythm. That's such a man. I feel like there's a lot of stuff they could do with that series as far as Final Fantasy goes because it's like they've got so many games. It's been so like such like a legacy, and they have so much stuff to mine. And it's just like, you know, it has like its own like cast of characters to put in like spin-off games because it's just like, you know, let's just make a spin-off game of XYZ, and it's like, or just make a like random fighting game. Like that's how Dissidia came about. And it's like, dude, we can just use it. We can use the characters from the game because we've got like 13 of them. We have 13 mainline entries. If you count the MMOs, we've got, you know, more than that. At the time, there's like only 13 games, so that's why I'm saying that. Because it's like obviously they're up to 16 now. So, man, I'm sorry. I'm just like off topic here all the way. I'm not off topic, but like, you know, moving right along. That's that's that for views I'm working on and playthroughs and stuff on the channel. In hour one of the vlog, because actually there's not much else to report actually, because I'm not really working on any new vlog stuff. Changes the channel, like I said, nothing happening. And then IRL stuff, man, that was a pretty good tangent, or not tangent, pretty good segue to like wrapping this up. But like, yeah, IRL stuff, it's in the air. It's whatever, man. Like, just I am not looking forward to like the GOP getting control of the House and just like not doing anything. It's just, I mean, it's better than them having like a majority to where they could like, you know, do damage, or just like it would be like really weird divided government of like, you know, presidency and Senate and like House majority. Well, they have a House majority, but it's like a slim majority, so it's like, you know, whoever knows. I don't see anything getting done. It's just really annoying. It's like you know, glimmers of, or not glimmers, but like it's very reminiscent of the Jim Boehner, Jim Ryan, was it Jim Ryan or Paul Ryan? Anyway, Boehner, Ryan, those guys constantly obstructing Obama. It was not a fun time. So it's like I don't see this being any different. Cause it's like, why would they pass stuff in the House that's like not from their effing what's that word, agenda? And it's like, ugh, just effing kill me. Just okay, don't effing kill me, but like it's so, it's like, yeah, it's like those two a holes when they were in the House leadership, and then like back when like effing McConnell was like Senate Majority Leader, ugh, and it's just like nothing got passed and nothing got done. It's just like I feel like that's where we're at again, because that's usually what happens when you've got one party in one chamber and one party in the other, and they can never reconcile the bills, and then nothing gets passed. It's like, oh, so just mental image of the country as a person on fire, and it's like, oh, someone could like maybe toss some water on us or fire extinguish us with the hose or something. And it's like, no, we're just gonna sit here and like roast to a crisp and die, and yeah, because it's like meanwhile, COVID is still out there and surging, and effing climate change isn't getting any better. It's 50 effing 7 degrees. It's 58. I'm looking at my computer. It's 58. 58 on New Year's Eve in Kansas. No, it's supposed to be like freezing cold. I mean that being said, it's like I also feel like our winters, or not our winters, but like cold temperatures in general just like last until May now. So that's a thing. That used to be not a thing, and now it's like until May or June. Usually June, because it's like it's still kind of chilly in May, which is crazy. It's just like until June, the heat doesn't get turned on, and then it gets a bit too high. It's like, oh, you turn it on all the way full blast, sun melting, skin hot. Okay, well, thanks for that. Hope our hope our infrastructure can handle it. I mean, the one bright thing is 2023, dude. Dude, I'm sorry if you get offended by like the misgendering. I say dude a lot. I'm sorry. It's how I talk. But like 2023, dude, it's going to be effing a fun effing time, and video games are just like through the effing roof. It's like I said, Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man effing 2, Insomniac has been killing it. Nothing but bangers from those guys or those people. Effing Forspoken, Monster Hunter Rise on PS5 so I can play it. Effing Theater Rhythm, looking forward to it. Dead Space remake. Um, wow, what else is coming out next year? Hmm. Tekken 8. Sorry about the mouth noises. I'm sorry. I mean, Street Fighter 6. I'm gonna be passing on that one because I got burned by the last one. Um, Rocksteady is back finally after the game that was Arkham Knight. Not gonna go there, but effing Justice League, Kill the Justice League, Suicide Squad game. Damn, that's 9 games, dude. Think of a 10th one, Chris. Come on, finish strong, finish strong. I mean, there's a Zelda game, but nah, let's not talk about Nintendo. If you want to count Zelda, there's a new Zelda game. Um, Oh, I mean, Horizon DLC, it's DLC, so it's like eh. But there's all the PSVR 2 games, so bam, there you go. PSVR 2, and all its accompanying games. But just to make sure I get the 10th game here, because I want to be like, dude, I got 10 games because I'm so awesome in my brain. Oh, effing dude, I didn't say it, did I? 10th game, Wolf Among Us 2. Bam. There you go. Effing 10 bangers. 10 bangers just waiting to be played. Oh, and I didn't even say Starfield. Effing Starfield, the reason I bought an Xbox. So it's like, yeah. So, that's 11. A nice hot 11 games for you to, well, 12 if you count Zelda, but I'm off Zelda team. I'm off Team Zelda. I don't want to talk about it. 12 bangers, that's one a month. If you buy all those games and you're just like, I'm going to play one game every month this year, boom, there you go. And like, do you have to play it? You don't have to buy it day one. You can just be like, I'm going to wait for this to drop half price and then buy it later. And that's like, that might somehow work to where it's like, I've got all these games at half price and I will play them and have fun. And as I'm scrolling this list, I still see games. It's like Tales of Symphonia Remastered, banger. Effin' Wild Hearts, possibly a banger. It's an Activision published, Team Ninja developed Monster Hunter like game. Atomic Heart, people are high on that game. I'm kind of like I'm like shooters need to be like more for me to like care. But Atomic Heart looks interesting. Imagery, it's like yeah, it looks very unique and interesting. So Atomic Heart, another banger possibly. Like a Dragon Ishin, Yakuza's on a roll right now. Definitely a banger. I'm sorry, I stopped counting, so I don't know how many that is. That's like 15 at least, because that's like 3 plus 12. Anyway, Octopath Traveler 2, banger. 16, Destiny 2 Lightfall. It's not gonna be a banger. Well, let's just be real, it's not. Um, Wolong Fallen Dynasty. If you like Souls likes, possibly a banger. Just saying. Uh, Legend of Heroes, Charles de Azure. If you're into that series, you know what's up. Banger. Oh, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Because I mean, I didn't play Fallen Order. I'm very much off of the Star Wars train at this point. I'm kind of like, you know, I've what's that word? I have something something my fandom. I've I've yeah, gone back on my fandom. I can't even think of the word right now, but like I don't even care about Star Wars anymore. But yeah, Jedi Survivor. Fallen Order everybody says was good, but it was like Souls. It was very Souls like heavy, and I was like, not my cup of tea. So like I don't like those types of games. So I didn't play it, but it's free with Plus now, so I can play it next month. Yay! But yeah, Jedi Survivor, banger, another banger added to the list. I already said Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm pretty sure. I'm not talking about Hogwarts Legacy. If you know, you know. Thanks, J.K. Rowling. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. I've not played any of those, but you know, usually you can't go wrong with Mega Man. Possibly a banger. Diablo 4. Man, we get the fourth Diablo game. Just think about that. There's only 4 Diablo games, and we get one this year with all these other games. Banger. Wow, there's another Legend of Heroes games coming out. Trails into Reverie. Damn. There's two Trails games slated for release this year? Huh. Well, yeah. Effing another banger. All right. Well, that's effing that. But you know, 2023 is the year of bangers. There's gonna be so many games all the time that are awesome, and it's just gonna be banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. It's gonna be awesome. So that's gonna be awesome as far as IRL stuff. Um, Hopefully enough to alleviate all the geopolitical. Oh my gosh, dude! It's just so aggravating because it's like on the campaign trail and the Republicans are like campaigning to get elected in the midterms. It's like, oh man, inflation, 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 crime, 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 economy bad, economy bad, economy bad, and then they get in and it's like Hunter Biden, Hunter Biden. Let's investigate Hunter Biden. It's like, dude, this is like the worst timeline. Just like I said, man. Just why is it to be this way? I mean, also not to I mean, I'm for defending Ukraine and giving them millions and billions, but it's like when you look at the when you look at the charts and graphs, and you're like, oh, look how much money Ukraine got, and look how much the people of the country that gave Ukraine the money got. Like, oh, yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we could just spend some of that on healthcare or housing or more infrastructure or fast fast rail, please. That'd be nice if I could take a train to like New York, LA, and be there in like a couple hours. That'd be pretty awesome. Nope. Let's just use it on money to have people kill people and more killing and destruction. Yep. I guess also PSVR 2, if that's awesome this year. I'm trying to end it on a high note after that last point I made. I'm sorry, I can't. It's like I'm such a pessimist, and yeah. I mean, also there's that Cyberpunk expansion. I mean, I'm kind of bummed out about that because it's like Cyberpunk the way it came out, and I played it. I haven't played it on the channel actually, so I should do something about that. But just hmm. It's on PS5 now too, and it's been patched. So yeah, I might do it. And Witcher 3 got the next gen patch, so it might be more next gen patches. Um, there was something I wanted to say, and I'm trying to think now. I'm like, dude, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something in the podcast with that last thought. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. But yeah, 2023. It's gonna be an awesome year for video games. Cannot wait. Man, I had something in my brain, and I'm just like, dude, it's whatever. It's not like I ever have like a super awesome point to make, and I'm like, oh man, that was such a good point. It's just a random thing I was gonna say, and then I just farted out of my brain. Um, but yeah, PS5, Series X, Switch, PC, mobile, great games across the board. Oh, they did just put out a thing on. I don't know if this is out to like everybody yet, but I got an email from the Google Play Store, and they like gave me something where I could play like mobile games on PC which is like the way it should be. It should have been like the whole time. So it's like I hate mobile. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say I hate mobile games. So like I don't like the form factor and like the interface. So it's like bringing those games to PC where you can like play them on desktop. I think that's a good move. Um, I'm kind of curious like why they didn't do that before, but there's a lot of free to play games I'm interested in playing. I don't want to like log in every day on my phone and play. I think Gwent's the only game I do that with because it's like I'm kind of in that I'm on Team Gwent, which is kind of sad that game's going away or not going away, but like it's losing support this year, so it's whatever. But whatever. Um, was it the remake of The Witcher I wanted to talk about? I don't remember now. I was gonna say something about CDPR, but I mean BioWare, dude. Like they're the next BioWare game's on the horizon. F and Dragon Age, Wolf, something something. Is it Dire Wolf? I haven't played any of the Witcher game. I'm sorry, I haven't played any of the Dragon Age games. They're all on Game Pass though, so I might finally do that. There's a lot of games I want to man. There's a lot of games I really want to get around to, and I've been kind of acquiring some games lately, and it's like I want to finally on the channel be like, I've got this thing down. It's like I got the game of the month or the game of the month, like that one big game that's AAA or something, or just like whatever new release. Looking forward to that's gonna be like that month's game, and when I finish that game or if I get done with that game, I can just play like a backup game that's like, oh, there's this other game I haven't played that I want to play. So it's like I am getting to that point of like having back to 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 back 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 to back back to back games of just like playing. So the only problem is like Disney 2 could derail it, Monster Hunter could derail it. There's all these other forever games like Fantasy Star or whatever the current one is. I downloaded it, but I don't really play it. I just log in every day to get the free stuff. Effing grudges my playing that every day for like a daily race because you get stuff every day in that game. Just I want to get into Genshin. It's like there's all these games I want to play that are free to play, and like I know that's like not the way I should go. Like my brain is like, oh, dude, my dopamine sensors are like, oh, these games are free. Oh, they don't have to pay anything, and I could play them every day. Oh, I should play them. Oh, and then I'm like, but dude, the time. It's like Tegan. Look at the time. This is not good for us. There are other games. There are new games on the horizon this year. It's in the year of games. We shouldn't do this to ourselves, but it's like, dude, I think I'm doing it because it's like I want to play Genshin Impact and like see what the like is it actually good or is it just like waifu battle harem money maker? It's like is it actually a good game? I'm curious, and I know Aloy's in it, so I'm just like curious to see that design. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be probably playing a lot more stuff this year and just like every day on the channel playing stuff hopefully, and then like like I said that weekly podcasting idea I have in my brain. I will try to get it out there. It's in my brain. I've already willed it into existence because it's like I think about it constantly and I'm just like, dude, I can do this. But yeah. Then I just gotta figure out how to like make money off of that and then we're all set. Um yeah. But yeah, I've got plans for 2023 beyond just stuff I'm playing and the podcast stuff. So not gonna tease it too much here because it's like it's stuff I've always been talking about on the China Tekken every month when I'm like, oh, I got this idea and this idea, and like I just don't do anything. So maybe I can actually put the plans into action this year, and it all comes into fruition, and everything's gravy, and everything's great, everything's awesome, like the song, everything is awesome, or not, whatever. Um, or we get nicked by Russian, we all die. So yeah, it's like. Why did I say that? My brain just went to like, what's the exact opposite of everything awesome? Everything dead. Unless you're like, you're into that. But yeah. Oh, dude. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I feel it's just like such a crazy time in the Anno Domini in the year of our Lord 2022 2023. So it's like it could go either way. It could be super awesome, or it could suck, like really bad, like COVID killing 1 million people, and then like people just not wearing masks and be like, whatever, dude, unmitigated spread, bad. Yeah, I just read some stuff on Twitter about like that being like possibly about to get like super worse. I'm not gonna fearmonger about it, but then it's like the last thing I read about it was like, I mean, the last time I was like reading about stuff about that, it came true. It's like, oh, tridemic, triple pandemic, oh, what's happening, and it happened. So it's like I keep all that weird stuff I read on Twitter to myself about that because it's all nightmare fuel, and I don't want to yeah, I don't want to infect anybody with it and just be like, oh, dude, did you hear about this? Mm. But damn, I gotta go back to High Point and on. But yeah, thanks to eBay and the used section. Dude, I'm so annoyed. GameStop. Like, I was checking their website for like buy two get one, and like their retro section was like completely like empty. And I'd been browsing it days before, like maybe they'll have a two for one sale. And then I don't know if I got beat to the punch or they just like took all that stuff out of their thing or out of that section. It's like, dude, what the f? But you know, Tegan's on the hunt for old used retro games because you can't just buy them on the digital storefronts. And that's a nice white world ride into 2023. I said 23. 2023. 2023. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Yeah. And then the next game I get, if I get this game and I don't get outbid on it, I'll look forward to sharing it on this one, and I think I can actually stream it because it's backwards compatible on Series X, and it's a banger. I mean, it's not a banger, but it's like it's a nice classic. I'm looking forward to playing it for you fellow watchers of the channel. Um, but yeah, dude, I need to stream more stuff on YouTube. I think I'm gonna be like stepping away from Twitch. I just haven't had the growth and success, and it's like, yeah, I already have like viewers and semi following on. Oh, speaking of, yeah, High Point for like Dandon. Almost at 2,000 subs on the channel, so thank you if you've been like watching and subscribing and liking and everything. Like I said, 2,000 subs. I will do Renegade playthrough Mass Effect, the whole trilogy, with the FimShep. Cause I did Dude Shep Paragons. I'm gonna do FimShep Renegade, even though I've already got like a Paragon FimShep. It's like, dude, FimShep is better voice acting in my opinion. Jennifer Hill. I mean, Mark Meer's not bad, but Jennifer Hill, dude, is like above and beyond. So looking forward to that. And I don't think I've ever done a Renegade of FimShip or Dude Ship. I might just do both because it's like, why not, right? Because I've played that game a ton, so it's like, why not do two more playthroughs? And I do want to revisit Andromeda, so I might replay that. Maybe. I honestly don't know. It's like in my brain, I'm like, I want to do these things, and then I'm like, but the time involved, Chris, taking the time, dude. It's like, I mean, luckily, like we're at a good time right now because like Forspoken isn't out, and effing neither is Monster Hunter. But I want to go back and finish Diofield. Diofield is like the only game I think of 2022 I didn't finish. If I look at my game list real quick, I'm about to wrap here. If you're wondering if I'm gonna keep rambling, but I had to come back to like another high point to like get off the everybody dying from nuclear war. So yeah, that's not it. That's my top games of the year. 4 out of 5. I guess I need one more. Where am I at? New game list. Is this it? Okay, this is it. So I'm gonna redo this list after today, and it's January for 2023, and this is gonna be like the just games of 2023 list. And that's why I renamed it because it was originally PS5 games, but now it's like because I can like watch stuff on other platforms and like be like, okay, well maybe it comes to PC if it's on Switch or something. But we've got Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't know if you can see that. It's at the top. I've already played it. Godfall got X'd out. Oh, there we go. That's super good. Um, DMC5. I did pick up that on PS5, but I haven't replayed it. I want. I mean, I've already played it on the channel, so I don't need to replay it or restream it rather. Stray. All the check marks mean I got those games, so I did end up beating most of these, except for Godfall. Godfall was like kind of on the reviews, and like they changed it to like something else from like when it came out at launch. I'm passing on that one. Oh no, it's out of focus. But two hands. So yeah, effing come on, please focus. So we've got DMC5, Stray, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Um, what else? Solar Ash, Hitman 3, which is getting an update soon. So going to there we go. Gonna revisit that maybe. Little Devil Inside. That's the only one where it's like there's been it's like gone missing in action. So I'm hoping we get an update on that game. Horizon Forbidden West, The Pathless, Sifu, Gran Turismo 7, and God of War Ragnarok. I have Pathless. I haven't started or played it, and then Solar Ash I did play. I got stuck and I didn't go back to. So a pretty high percentage on completion list on these. And then I just thought about that. I don't have a lot of the stuff I picked up at the end of the year because they're kind of like surprise announcements. Because Tactics Ogre, or I guess like yeah, like the stuff that's like announced in the year it comes out like months before. Like Tactics Ogre is not on here near the DL field, so but still I'm like I'm still hitting a pretty high effing completion percentage. But this is just like a list I had of like launched PS5 games and launch window PS5 games. And then yeah, it's very yeah. For the longest time, I was very down on PS5. This year is gonna finally going like have an upward trajectory. That's also a thing because I was like, dude, all we have with PS5 is like super fast loads, whisper quiet, and DualSense functionality. Where are the games? And then we're finally getting the games, and it's like, yeah, are we getting like upgrades? Because like I was playing Destiny 2, and it's like going through those areas on the PS5 version and like a 4K TV now, so I can like play in 4K. But like revisiting some of those old strikes from D2 vanilla and like playing it now, it's just like still, it's like I can see like it's like oh it does look a lot better with all this fancy HDR lighting and super high res and crisp textures. I quite appreciate it. But I'm gonna redo this list with well, I should have redid it for this video, but it's whatever. I already said it. Forspoken and Monster Hunter Rise. Those are two games for January, but I'm gonna redo it with like what I'm looking forward to every month, and then yeah, next time we'll see all the bangers just loaded up, and like man, it's gonna be such an awesome year. Cannot wait. All right, that's it for China Taken. I've gone on here long enough about. I mean, this is a pretty video game focused one though, so it's like it was on. At least it was like on brand and like on topic and not just like super random, just like pew, 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 random thoughts. Like sometimes it is. So yeah, 2023. Hopefully it's even more awesome and better than 2022, which for me personally was kind of crappy. But then that just means there's nowhere to go but up. So it's like yeah, probably gonna be better. Um. So yeah, that is. Oh, also there's that super fancy DualShock coming out where you can switch out the thumbsticks. I'm picking that up. It's $200 though, so it's just like ugh. Ouch. 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 Um. Okay, we're into one more thing. I did end up picking up a headset specifically for when I play on PS5 with my Destiny Fire team because like they can't hear me very good with my actual PS5 headset, so I had to pick up a $50 Turtle Beach Recon, whatever this is, headset. It's yeah, and it's like I back in the day for like PS3 era, yeah PS3 era. I was a Turtle Beach user, so it's like I'm back to the House of Turtles. I just made that up. It's not. They don't say that. That's not a thing, but it could be. But Turtle Beach, I'm back. Um. Anyway, but yeah, it's cool. I can like use it on. It works on PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. So it's like a multi-platform headset, so I can use it on all of them. Anyway, done with this episode. So thanks for watching the channel for this year, and please continue to do so in the new year. And yeah, like I said, 2,000 subs and going. I've considered making like another channel because like my content is just like so scatterbrain, scattershot. Like I need to like have specific buckets of channel or rather specific channels for like the buckets of content I make, and I don't like. I feel like when I glump it all together here, it doesn't gel and vibe. I'm considering. It's like one of the main things I'm thinking about for going forward with the channel and like the stuff I've been looking into as far as like how you get successful on YouTube and like branding and blah blah blah. But I'm kind of saving it for 2025 because that's when I'm 40 and I'll be older and wiser. I just want to build up to that point with like stuff that I'm like trying to like get my you know ideas and stuff content focused around. I have ideas for it. I haven't put out yet. It's just like this is just a tease because I haven't really started working on any of that stuff. But still, like I said, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening and subscribing and liking. So that's it for this video and that's it for this year. So until you see or hear from me again, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend or not. That's cool too. And like I said, until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching. And I'm now signing off. Happy New Year, everybody, and Hope if you didn't have a good 2022, 2023 treats you better. And yeah, hopefully, hopefully the year of video games uh, delivers. I hope it does, and I think it will. So, like I said, until next China Tekken. Goodbye, everybody.